Hi, Scott here. Yep, that's my real name. It's not Wilbur. It's kind of an interesting tale, though. Stick around a bit and I'll tell you about it. You see, I started this channel as Ho Wilbur because I intended to do some controversial social and political stuff as well as educational stuff. And if you're going to piss people off, it's a good idea to have a certain level of anonymousness. And also playing the role of Ho Wilbur helped me be a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera. It's a little bit scary doing this, actually, when you're not used to it, and it probably doesn't help that I have a face that is more suited to radio. So the channel has evolved. It turns out that doing watches is much more interesting and fun, and I'm not always pissed off thinking about social issues. And hell, it gives me a chance to buy more and better watches. Why Wilbur? Wilbur is a name that I use when I order takeout food or when I make an order at Starbucks. And the reason why is because Wilbur doesn't really sound like anything else. And Wilbur isn't a name you hear very often anymore. Not only does Scott sound like something wet and sloppy when it hits the ground, for some reason it sounds like John or Don or something in a noisy restaurant. And there's this weird translational thing that happens in people's brains. They hear the name Scott, and then, if they get distracted for a second and then they try to remember what your name was, it's like, oh, it's a guy's name. It starts with S. Must be Steve. I have been called Steve all my life. I don't always use Wilbur at Starbucks. Sometimes, if I'm feeling a little puckish, I'll use something completely unpronounceable like Hufra or something, just to see what they do with that. So getting to the point here, I'm Scott. That's my real name. And the channel is now A Dude and His Watches. So a shout out to my friend Brandon, who suggested the name, A Dude and His Watches, because that's pretty much exactly what this channel is. I'm just a dude who has always loved watches, and I want to learn watchmaking and become a better, more knowledgeable collector. My perspective is a little different from other channels, perhaps, because I tend to approach things from more of an engineering point of view. I guess when it comes to watches, I just want to know what makes them tick. So what can you expect from the channel going forward? Well, pretty much what you've been getting. There'll be reviews, how-tos, watch giveaways. Come along on this journey with me. Subscribe. Watch the videos all the way through, because at the end of the videos is where I'm going to announce watch giveaways and funny, amusing things or interesting tidbits. It really helps the channel if you watch those videos all the way through, so I'm going to reward people who do that by putting some good stuff at the end. So here we are at the end of this video. You're probably not still watching, but just in case you are, here's a sneak peek of the next review I'm going to do.